In today's video, let's look at the paperwork you receive from Employment Development Department when you apply for pandemic unemployment assistance. You receive a letter which gonna contain your address, your name, your address. It's gonna have your social security. It's gonna have a date when the letter was mailed. Also, it's gonna have claim effective date. Everybody who was unemployed and applied for unemployment insurance receiving weekly benefit of $167. $167. This amount may go up depending on what your net income was in 2019. The higher your self-employed income, the higher your weekly benefit amount. But minimum, you're gonna receive $167. Also, this letter states that you will receive additional $600, and it's right here. You will receive additional $600 per week together with your unemployment payments if you file for unemployment and receive unemployment between March 29 through July 25th, 2020. Another question that covers in this letter, it's right here on the bottom. It says, do I need to look for work? When you're certifying for unemployment, it does has a question, have you looked for a job? And usually you have to say yes and provide information. Where did you look? Who did you talk to? And their contact information. But in our case, because of COVID-19 crisis, you will not be required to look for work while receiving benefits. So when you're certifying for benefits, if you have not looked for a job, you have to say no, and you will still be eligible for unemployment benefits. Next paper I want to look at is actual claim form. This form you receive if you opt out to paper forms instead of doing it online. It's gonna have your name and the claim starting date, and it's basically same form that you fill out online, but this is in a paper form. So again, every time you're certifying for 2 weeks, and it says for which weeks you're certifying. In this case, week from March 1st, 2020 to March 7, 2020. This is the first week, and second week is March 8 to March 14. Same questions, it's gonna tell you by what date you need to mail this form in so you can receive your benefits. And it asks questions like, were you too sick or injured to work for reason other than a disaster? If you were sick, you're saying yes, and then you're gonna explain how many days you were sick during that week. If you were not, you're saying no. Was there any reason other than sickness, injury, or disaster that you could not have accepted a full-time workday? No. Did you look for work or contact your last employer? Or if self-employed, did you attempt to resume your self-employment? This is the question we just covered. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, you don't have to look for work. No, if you did not. Did you refuse any work? No. Did you receive disability, private income insurance, or supplemental unemployment benefits? No. And obviously, if you received something, you would say yes. Did you work or earn any money, whether you were paid or not? We did not. And same questions goes for the week number 2. So it's gonna be no, no, no. If you work, you will fill out information right here. You would put last day worked. It would show hours worked, who was your employer, and reason why you did not work or if you're still working. If you want federal income tax withhold, please mark here. I usually mark that if you will pay 10% of your weekly benefits. Yeah, and if you have a change of mailing address, you would mark here and, you know, make a correction. You have to sign. I would put a X mark. You have to sign, so you certify that this is true and correct. And then you have a second page, and you would see it actually shows you how to fill it up, how to do it, and if the box under section 3 in the reverse is marked X, you must complete the table below. So let's see what's box 3. Did you look for work or contact? If you would have said yes here, you would have to fill out this side. Date applied, company name, company address, person you talked to, type of work you applied, and what was the reason. And again, you would sign in here. And if your mailing address change, you will fill up information here. Because not mailing address changing, we did not look for a job, there is nothing here to be filled up. And then you mail it, you put in a provided envelope and you mail to EDD. They will process your claim and issue you payments. Hopefully this was helpful. So subscribe for more tips and useful information.